Well, hello everyone, and Talk About Right Here. So far as Talk About the Thanksgiving meal it is of a Talk About Right Here. You have right here, if we say is a turkey, of course, cooking and say in the oven it is, and like feel right here, feels pretty hot it is. Talk about like that about 42 minutes remaining, of course, on a timer it is. But a lot of times that we're thinking about, I think about the things that maybe you could be doing while you're waiting for the turkey to be done. It is of talking about this that you'll be stopping it here in about 30 seconds to just check up on how the turkey is doing. But you see right here is that as I would say how like from what I was showing you for how it was boiling it was, and basically talk about like say with the type of knives, of course, that the safety knife, of course, to be using, of course, whenever you're getting ready to prepare to carve the turkey. A lot of times that they may say that more likely it's recommended to go ahead and wear gloves, while you're doing it, or if you're not going to be wearing gloves, of knowing about the proper way, of course, of how to handle the cutting tools it is. So for the cutting accessories, say the kitchen type accessories it is, and knowing about that they more likely say they recommend to go ahead and use be using both hands it is. But so you wash the blade knife off pretty good, and like that. With anybody will maybe wonder that if you're going to be washing any type of kitchen accessories, that they would more likely recommend, the way you clean them it is they'll go ahead and keep away from the blade and just wipe it, like this right here. Is if the blade were about to right here it is, that wipe it on from the top, and then work your way up it is. But a lot of times knowing about the right or wrong way, of course, on how to wash something it is that if you were using something and then if you had to rinse it off for whichever reason before you handle the food after it's cooked it is, and knowing about it's like so far as between washing your hands it is and how to clean up it was. But alright, now you have right here, so you say the cooking tools it is, and almost like say from the 30 seconds, and then cooking thermometer. With the cooking thermometer, go ahead and see here, I'll go ahead and try to rinse that off here, and rinse it off and dry it off it is. But other than that, try to see with both hands here, and see got here is the cooking timer, and they say the temperature, I guess that measures, I think, the indoor temperature, and of course the temperature that you want to have it set at, and then for like the hour, say for hour, and of course with the minutes right here. But basically that go ahead and set that right here on top of stove top. Anyway, go ahead and pause this right here, and then from there go ahead and take the dome off, say of the turkey it is. Take the dome off right there, and we can see right here about the turkey though that how the turkey is smoking just a little bit of it. Go ahead and right there like that, and then just wait for the temperature, and so you say give it a minute, and it shows around here that one side of the turkey, which I don't know, I may rotate it a little bit, just like knowing about that, because one side it may only be if the whole turkey is supposed to be about 180 degrees or so Fahrenheit. Yeah. One side of the turkey that is, yep, one side of the turkey that's hotter than the other. So more likely that, I wonder what that could be. It's 82 degrees on one side, so I don't know with anybody. Maybe wonder about if anything, if you gotta maybe rotate the turkey just a little bit. Go ahead and see here. Go ahead, see here. Get a spoon. Maybe a tongs. I guess you say tongs more likely will work about the same. All right, here, go ahead and use tongs right here for the turkey. Go ahead and rotate the turkey just a little bit, because more likely that rotate the turkey, because look like to me that one side seems to be a little bit more cooked than the other side, and I'm like it's like if you were to go ahead and be cooking a turkey, it is knowing about exactly about one side that one side that could be maybe a little bit overcooked it is, but you have right here, as you see right here, is the turkey it is, and anywhere that there may what you call be anywhere where there's like I say a thermometer or anything that pops out, say such as your built-in thermometer where it tells you about if it reached its temperature or not, but anyway, and then talk about say how to carve a turkey, and then on the directions it shows about basics about how to carve a turkey it is using like what you call like the cutting utensils a little bit. Other than that, you talk about here, let this cook for about I'd say for about 10 more minutes it is. But other than that, talk about say for the Thanksgiving meal. Yeah, right here is the cooking of the turkey it is. And you see right here is like with the cooking of the turkey that it looks pretty golden brown it is, but like said that one side that it seems to be a little bit harder than the other. So compared to cooking in the conventional oven, it's only been in the oven for about an hour. Yeah, I would say maybe close to an hour or something like that. But we can actually see that how the cooking process is working. If we were to be put in the oven, that maybe after about maybe 2 or 3 hours at the cooking time, that depend on, I guess they say that for how big the turkey that you get. If you're going to be getting maybe about a 20 or 30 pound turkey it is, that may require maybe about 6 hours of cooking time compared to like maybe a 13 pound pound turkey it is, 13 pound turkey that normally the cooking difference that may differ. It's like that may depend on from the cooking time it is, and whenever you put it in the oven, which anybody may think that with this type of this type of kitchen accessory such as the New Wave oven, that we probably think about that a lot of times if you were to set up on the countertop right here compared to if we were to be say opening up the oven right here, and a lot of times we may have to pull it out of the oven if most of us have had those years of experience of pulling it out of the oven, putting it in and pulling it out of the oven it is, and then checking the temperature, and if you want to maybe add some taste, some taste to it, and such and such. But a lot of times that they say more likely it's going to maybe take about at least maybe 2 or 3 hours, maybe a total of 4 or 5 hours or so until the turkey's done. And then from like something like this right here to where after about maybe an hour cooking time. But like they said that if you're going to be cooking a turkey it is, such as a big one, that it may not be able to fit in something like this right here. That if you want to get a bigger turkey it is, such as maybe a 20 or 30 pound turkey, that more likely that it may be inquired to go ahead and put it in the oven and then be able to cook it in the oven it is. But I don't know, but anybody who would say that if they're going to be serving it maybe at least maybe 25 maybe 40 people on Thanksgiving meal it is, that if they say that with the turkey though, if a 30 pound turkey, if they don't want to have to deal with a 30 pound turkey, put it in the oven and then cooking it for 6 hours until it's ready to be served, that more likely that they can maybe combine maybe 3 13 pound turkeys or something like that, for a number of people that they plan on serving it is. But other than that, I talk about here is I say with with the cooking, say the Thanksgiving meal. Well, hello everyone. You talk about here is for Thanksgiving meal it is. I think it's been about 8 minutes or so, 7-8 minutes since the cookie was turking, but the turkey was cooking it is, and basically that you see right here is what the turkey it is, and I can tell that that it's like you can hear kind of like what you call air pocket it is, air pockets or something like that forming inside the turkey it is, and then from there. And then I'm like, don't want the turkey to burn either, but there's one side of the turkey to where it's cooked at the right temperature it is, and the other side of the turkey that's not quite done yet. But other than that, go ahead, see here, go ahead and wash the thermometer off right here, and then from there, and then I have it set right here to where. 180 degrees, about 180 degrees is how much it needs to reach to. And like with anybody, if you're going to be cooking a turkey it is, and knowing about that if you don't really want to take the time, or feel like taking time, or maybe if you want to go ahead and wear one of these, UGG gloves, it is, just to handle something, such as like say a turkey, it is, with one of these UGG gloves to where if you're going to be putting your hand, of course, say for heat resistant it is, if you're going to be putting your hand right here, but it feels pretty warm, of course, around the dome area for how the turkey is cooking it is. And a lot of times with anybody, it's like that go ahead and give this 30 more seconds, it is, to finish up the cooking. But if we were to be handling any type of knives, but a lot of times though that they probably say that with this type of glove right here to be handled, that normally that with this type of glove it is, that they say that that usually that taking it off, taking any type of hot products off of any type of cooking accessories, more like is what it's used for, not really by handling any type of measuring any type of tongs or anything like that, any type of kitchen silver accessories it is. But right here, it's like give this about 10 more seconds, and then be ready to lift that off, and be able to get ready to serve the turkey. But it looks like that about done by now. So let's say 10, 9, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So yeah, you go ahead and what to say with your hand, it is to go ahead and push right here, pause right here, and to lift the dome off. And we can kind of see that on the turkey it is that we can we can kind of see a little bit that that's just a little bit of steam right there. It's like on the turkey it is, like from how it was cooked. But see here, go ahead and use like the cooking thermometer, but go ahead and stick it about right here. It is. And then see 28, 30, 40, 50. Yeah, about 160, 168 degrees. Yeah, I like it with anybody who probably think about 170. So that seems pretty close enough for a turkey. So it looks pretty well done. As for right now, and like anybody would probably think about that, there's like there will be about maybe 3 or 4 different ways of how to check just to see if when the turkey is done. Is that if you want to go ahead and see here, yeah, just a little bit of juice inside there. But I'll go ahead and position right here. It's like go ahead. It's like with the glove right here. It's like so far as handling any product. But anyway, take the glove off. But other than that, but you have right here is like we say with the turkey though, like with the turkey that that it's like say golden brown type color it is. But if you would actually say poke up say a few layers, and more likely there's going to be say some type of juice. If I can remember, yeah, I've seen like so far any type of juice flavor it is that's going to be inside the turkey it is. But anyway, yeah, a lot of times that they say that it's recommended to go ahead and use both hands whenever you're using if you're going to be getting ready to carve a turkey. A lot of times it's recommended to use both hands whenever you're doing it. It is, and more likely they say that more likely with both cutting tools that in order to be able to make that say the perfect slice it is that use with both hands it is. But anyway, is to go ahead. I'll go ahead and I got the bananas too right there. But anyway, but I can talk say with the bananas. But other than that, right here, and here right here is the cutting tools it is. But with these cutting tools that they would say that so far as to recommend it is, so far as for Thanksgiving meal it is. So far to recommend for Thanksgiving meal. If you're going to be handling the cutting tools right here, a lot of times that they say is the position the cutting tool about right here, and slightly work your way back and forth it is just to make that perfect slice it is. And a lot of times with most of the time with meats though, that if we can see right here from how we like to have our turkey served it is, that I'll go ahead and see talking about it, say aim the camera right here it is, and we can see about that the color say of the meat. That a lot of times that they say as long as there ain't no pink inside the meat, it is to knowing about how it's to be served it is. And a lot of times though, say with most of the time with meat, so that if we're going to be serving any type of meat products, it is like how well it'd be cooked. And right here's one say, and then go ahead and say around the wing, go ahead and check the the wing. It's like I guess they say the wing would be at about right here. It is. But anyway, if you lay, what's it? I think about a lot of times, if a turkey is a little bit overcooked, I'm sure they say that there are some parts to say of the turkey that may be a little bit overcooked. Oh, and well, what do you know, huh? Well, what do you know about the turkey, huh? Because as I'm talking about, say with raw meat, you have right here. If I think about you know what that is right there? Looks like it's the organs right there, and all it's like you have right here is with the organs. I'm like wondering about. I was wondering where that was, and it was buried inside the turkey. It was, but anyway, but talk right here is talk say with so far as for clean, so clean sanitation. Anyway, with clean sanitation, talk about working with say with cook it with the turkey right here. We're cooking the turkey. It is, as you see right here. If anybody seen that this bag right here of well, I'm like, they more likely they recommend to go ahead and remove this before you perform the cooking of the turkey. It was, and it looks like that it was cooked as well with the turkey. But I'm like, well, I don't think it's gonna really hurt anything. I don't even know if it's still good. They say that more likely the organs and stuff like that, the other parts say from the turkey, that more likely if you leave it in the oven for too long, it's possible it's going to burn. Possible it's going to say spoil. It is, but anyway, talk about right here is like other parts to say of the turkey that you may want to carve. But look at the color of that meat, and like knowing about ways that of course you can kind of tell if the turkey is finished cooking. Like I could have maybe, I was thinking about if I could have maybe add a little bit of stuffing as well to the turkey, but just to rotate the turkey slightly gently. And like they say, like with most cutting tools, it is, so with cutting accessories such as maybe kitchen shears or any type of knives or anything like that, they say that to make sure that you to pay attention to what you're doing, to make sure that you use caution, because whenever you use them, because they can be dangerous if you're not very careful with them. But anyway, but talk about right here is like the inside of the turkey right here is we can see right here is that if I would have maybe add a little bit of stuffing right here, which tell anybody, I'm like, that looks like that's just extra juices, of course, from the turkey it is. And that whenever it's done, that a lot of times any remaining, if it's frost, I know that there was still a little bit of frost inside there, such as refrigeration. It's like if it's frost or any type of ice buildup from whenever it was frozen, it is that a lot of that could have dripped down there in the center. It was. And a lot of times though that had this opening right here, and then of course the other parts say the turkey. But like with anybody, if you want to go ahead and try to dig into the turkey, it is, and knowing about how well that meat looks right there, is that if there ain't no pink in there, a lot of times you can kind of tell whenever it's done cooking that that with the meat though, the type of if it looks white, if there ain't no pink in there. And I don't see no pink at all. Maybe just a little bit on the back, but other than that, talk I say with the bananas. But anyway, see here, go ahead. They say that recommend it. Go ahead and it's like use to say with the both knives, like they say, talk as you'll use both hands. It is, huh? It's like so far as talking about to use both hands. It is, if we will be carving any type of turkey, it is that they say to use both hands and just to use like what you call like back and forth to say motion. It is with the turkey. But I notice that one side just seems just a little bit rough. It is, and like with anybody, say that I'm like, one side looks like it's about a little over medium well, but of course the other side looks about about perfect. It is so yeah, that more likely if you're going to be cooking a turkey, it is that maybe if want to use like I say an oven like a New Wave oven, it is more likely maybe recommend at times if you want to go ahead and put it on like say on low power. It is if you want to go ahead and cook it on high power, maybe for about 45 minutes, because a lot of times they say that with the power though, knowing about how much watts of electricity more likely it may use, is that knowing about that the kind of cooking that more likely the cooking power that's inside the oven, it is inside the device, it is, and knowing about that from the cooking power that more likely that may be a little strong at times, and then you may have to turn the cooking level off. But really, I'm like, there may be different ways of how to cook a turkey besides maybe put it in like we say a Ziploc, you say type of cooking bag, or if it's anything related to a dish, or maybe if it's any type of roaster or anything like that, any type of a dish tray it is. But on your hand too, to knowing about that yeah, as long as you check the temperature wise for the turkey, it is, and knowing about if you got a clean a good enough room clean area, of course just to be able to go ahead and perform cooking the turkey, it is. But if most of us can see right here that with the turkey though, that there are some one side to where you have right here is the meat right here is with white, and then one side it looks like it's a little bit medium. It looks like a little bit overdone. It is because this part right here, the turkey, just looks just a little bit rough. It is, but on your hand, that maybe ways that you can maybe avoid. Maybe if maybe add a little bit of vegetable oil to it, and then maybe a little bit of maybe some seasoning or some maybe a little bit of salt to it, something like that, just to soften it up. But I don't know, but anybody may say that that really make a difference. But on your hand too, that knowing about, it's like with the turkey though, if you want to buy a turkey, and maybe if you want to add some optional stuff to it, but knowing about is like so far as how to carve it, and of course of knowing about how to test, you say the temperature of how well it needs to be cooked. And I can tell anybody here that a lot of times with some people that they may spend maybe close to maybe 4 or 5 hours in the kitchen compared to from cooking. It's like with the New Wave oven for the Thanksgiving meal, it is of thinking about that if they were to cook maybe a 13-pound turkey, knowing about how long it would take to cook it, and then knowing about how much meat that you have, if you want to go ahead and add it to whatever turkey recipes that you want to use for it. But other than that, I talk about right here is talk of say so far as cooking is cooking the turkey, it is. And I talk about right here is cooking on the turkey. You have right here is these leftover, is you got here is the neck, and then of course right here is the organs, it is. But a lot of times it's like talking about between raw meat, and of course we say with the cooked meat, it is knowing about. And so far as for how sanitized is that, huh? Like talking about is like if you just like talk about yeah, with your hands right here. If I want to go ahead and maybe put my hand about right here, it is, and then go ahead and touch this right here, and I talk about like and how how sanitized, like you talk about how contagious is that. And yeah, if you want to go ahead and touch your face, it is, or maybe scratch your head or whatever you call it. Maybe it's like so like are you ready to eat, huh? Like yeah, hey, like you got some right here, some turkey, and then maybe some stuffing, and of course a few other things, of course, that more likely like to have, of course, with your turkey dinner. But other than that, right here, I talk about really. Some people may say about really that knowing about hey, like if you touch the turkey right here, and of course tuck it right here, I'm like hey, like I wouldn't eat that side of the turkey if I but other than that, I talk right here with anybody would maybe think about like be so picky about. But on the other hand, I would think that more likely it's recommended to, if you're going to be cooking a turkey, it is to make sure that your hands are, of course, are clean and sanitized, because more likely that could maybe be cause of maybe some contamination, of course, or irritation, of course, that more likely that could be harm, compared to what you may find in some raw meat compared to what you find in cooked meat, it is. And so far with the health department, that they could probably say that that could, result in some contamination, of course, in the meat. Maybe bacterial viruses that maybe could be found in the meat that maybe we just don't, we're not really aware of. And it may look fine now, but I don't know. Like they, if you were to eat it, and then maybe think about it, maybe if somebody were to get sick over something on it, and then, but knowing about that, I guess that's stuff that happens. But on the other hand, that I guess the safe precautions of knowing about how to handle a situation like that, of knowing about at least that, is to try best, to keep a clean dish. And of course, if you're going to be around between raw meat and cooked meat, is known as like to wash your hands. And a lot of times, anybody may think that if we were to wash our hands, it is that that seems like too much trouble just to add what you call the hand washing soap, and of course to turn the water on and say to dry our hands off with. But on the other hand too, that really that so far as for cleaner, it's like cleaner for a healthier environment, the more likely that less chances are that more likely that won't be so contaminated, like people like you won't get sick. But other than that, I talk about right here so far as the best ways, of course, of how to enjoy it, which calls like that Thanksgiving dinner. It is talk about right here so far as the serving of the turkey. And so far as the serving of the turkey, it is anybody may think that as I talk about, say the New Wave oven, it is that with the New Wave oven right here, is that this right here, the New Wave oven will come undone, and then they say that this is not, of course, right here. Go ahead and say clear that, say because it was still set for the remaining time it was. But anyway, to clear that, and then from there, and then it's to clear the timer on there, like to reset the time, the remaining time for the turkey, and then from here they say this is dishwasher safe. A number of things that they say that are dishwasher safe would be like the tray right here. But anybody like talking about is that say with the tray of the turkey, it is I'm knowing about right here. Yeah, that's about pretty good. Heavy sized turkey weighs, I would say, but it's about maybe 20 pounds. It is. So far as how much a turkey weighs, but so far as say to enjoy, of course, to say of the Thanksgiving dinner. Well, hello everyone. Here to show you the Thanksgiving meal. Talking about right here of for 2014. It is. Here's the Thanksgiving meal. But I was using some cutting, and of course you got right here is like may not have all the recommended cutting, say, kitchen accessories, but you have right here is say kind of steak knife, and of course right here is a fork right here, and then a couple of slices, of course, for the turkey that of course I would just peeling off, of course, by hand. Anybody may think about, I'm like, yeah, that as long as it's not too hot, you can go ahead and if you want to go ahead and dig in there, and like what anybody always say, that as long as your hands are clean, of course. But like yeah, that just been washing them off. But a lot of times that they say it's recommended, more likely to make sure you wash your hands before you dig it, of course, into the ham or the turkey it is. But you have right here is the turkey, and a lot of times that like I talk about between the raw and cooked turkey, it is that I can tell anybody here of talking about, it's like that a lot of times with most cook shows that you may say that talk about, say, with the turkey, it's like you try not to make a pig out of yourself either. But on the other hand, that know about with me, if I were to say just taste it right here, I mean it tastes pretty good, and it could maybe taste just a little bit juicier. Maybe if I would have added just a little bit, maybe of some seasoning or something, just something to make it a little bit more, let's say, tender, like if you call it, with a little bit more flavoring. But other than that, the turkey came out pretty good. So like other turkeys that I had that I ate, before, though, it, pretty much tastes the same. But like with other people, that they may say that they have different, preferences. Of course, if they want something maybe with a little bit more juicier, maybe tender it is, or something like that. But anyway, you see right here is I went ahead and add right here is a plate, of course, just like for the turkey that you got right here is to say the legs, and of course right here, say the arm right here. A lot of times I talk about, say, maybe with the neck a little bit too. neck right here, but yeah, but I talk about it's like with the skin though. With the skin, I'm like that. Yeah, that with the skin right here. That some people that may I talk about right here. I talk right now. If you want, like, hey, well, don't taste the same as that side. That's for sure. Anyway. With anybody, we'll probably say between, say, the skin and, of course, maybe with the meat and, of course, maybe with the neck it is. But on the other hand, that I'm talking about is like with cooking of the turkey. And then, the other, say, if you were to get yourself a plate ready, if anybody would be cooking a turkey, get yourself a plate ready for whenever you'll be ready to serve the turkey it is. But, you have right here is like maybe with the working also with the tongs it is. But, anyway, talk about right here is between, it's like a carbonated turkey. Of course, you get yourself a plate ready if you want to do like what you call any type of sandwiches or anything like that. I talk about so far as the serving of what you call is like for the Thanksgiving meal. So far as the serving of the Thanksgiving meal, another thing that I would head and notice here that like with anybody would probably say that if there's going to be maybe just a little bit of pink inside the meat it is. You have right here is the meat right here. And you see right here is that just a little bit of pink and about right here it is. Just a little bit right there. And a lot of times it usually with anybody would probably think I'm like what does that usually mean that maybe if the meat is not cooked in some areas properly, or if that just mean that that's done just about medium well, or it could be just like what you call is like I guess an actor cooking or something like that. That you see that a lot of times that it may be just knowing about that the meat is about medium well, or that the difference between if it were overcooked, that more likely they would kind of like have like say kind of like maybe a dark gold brown type color right there right in the meat. But on the other hand, that they say that a lot of times if it's going to be what you call pink meat, it is that more likely that sometimes that during the cooking process it could be normal for most of the time if you're going to be cooking a turkey it is. And then you see right here for like say the inside for more like where the stuffing would go right here. Like so far as the stuffing would go. And then you gotta like dig in of course for other parts say of the turkey it is. But alright, and that right here I'm talking about right here is stuff I say for a Thanksgiving meal so far as say we say cooking of the turkey. Well, hello everyone. You talk about right here is like after you've seen like the parts like you talk about is your carving of the turkey, and of course you talk about is like with the meat and stuff, and getting yourself say a plate ready for what you call for that Thanksgiving tradition it is. And a lot of times I could probably say that with anybody it's like talking about between like what you call like maybe the pilgrims or anything like that. I'm talking about if they would go out maybe hunting for like what you call that particular turkey, or maybe the red rooster or anything like that. And basically that the whole holiday tradition is basically talking about being thankful of course for the food that's that's served on the table, compared to like maybe if you have maybe a plate of mashed potatoes and gravy, and of course maybe with maybe with a cranberry sauce, or if it's corn on a cob something like that. Of talking about is like the things of course that the hard work it takes of course just for something to be served on a table. And with anybody will probably say that this seems like a lot of turkey of course to be served is like maybe to for somebody like me to eat, but more likely I don't know if I'll be able to eat all of it maybe at a time, gradually at a time. A lot of times you're probably saying about that maybe you're going to expect to have some leftovers from after the Thanksgiving meal it is. I talk about is like be like maybe say like a Garfield, like talk about like ow, and then all of a sudden it's like you get full all of a sudden and then it's like and then put it in the refrigerator. But on the other hand too that know about besides between what you call like for Ziploc bags, and a lot of times you better say about so far as storing the food, it's like if you got a plastic wrap it is to use Ziploc bags or any other type of plastic containers just to keep any leftovers it is. But so far as basically talking about it's like so far as to be thankful of course for what goes on the table, so far as the hard work of talking say for that, so far as the Thanksgiving tradition of talking about say for happy Thanksgiving to everyone.